We found a new spot for a deer feeder, but getting back there is not going to be easy. Welcome to our ranch adventures, y'all.
All right, guys, we've got this 300-pound Boss Buck feeder. It is a stand and fill. We found it at our local academy. It was about $350. We're gonna see how this goes together. First things first, I'm the
Step number one, get all the stuff out of the box. Insert your legs. Make sure you pay attention to the orientation. They should flare out. You also want to make sure that the hole in the leg lines up with this hole, because if you put this in wrong, you're going to get the wrong orientation. So make sure you got the right end and then your holes line up and you're in like flint. So it does appear that this is highly portable in the way that these pins are, since they're just just little clips like this. So this is easy to transport, disassemble.
Back to the portability factor on this here feeder. It's got sled legs. So these just slide back together. We're gonna pin them back in. We've also got toe rings.
What's this for? What's this for?
Yeah. Yep, that's it. You pull that over the top of it. Should we give her the flipperooski, Brexton?
All right, guys, so far this project is so easy that even a guy with Ryobi tools can put it together.
Next step on this is going to be attaching the solar panel to the brackets.
How to cut?
Now for the top bracket. Shows it over the top.
Okay.
You ever played hide and seek during a project?
I got this.
So we are putting the back side of this weatherproof coupler through the wall here. All right, so now we've got these wing nuts that we are going to attach to these pre-threaded holes here. So we've got 3 different brands of stand and fill feeders out here. Dad's got a Game Winner, the other Academy brand. I've got an Easy feeder over at one location, and then we've got this Boss Buck. So we're gonna see, I really wanted to get the feeder from Bucky's again, but they're kind of expensive. So this was a little bit more economical alternative to see what holds up.
Now you're just tightening the grommet?
Yep, we're just cinching it down. Now this line won't pull out. We're also gonna go ahead and do a little cable management here while we're going. You're putting it away? Oh, goody. All right, this is the wiring through the solar panel. Being just like Happy Gilmore and going home. It's good enough for its home. All right. And then a little something.
Here.
Cole dropped it and it's gray and little tiny.
I didn't drop it. It simply accelerated out of the front of the pliers.
What you got?
Yeah, good luck.
I got some powders.
That makes more sense. It's a little on the high side for a stand and fill, eh?
Yeah, so my feeder is a stand and fill, which comes down probably about right in here, which is real convenient for pouring your corn in. This stand and fill, I'm 6'4", so I mean, I can do it, but if you're not 6'4", it may be a little more difficult to stand and fill.
I'm 5'11" and a half, and as the shortest member of the male Rogers genetics side, it's bull.
A German?
Yeah.
Almost a German.
Again. There you go.
That one?
Yep. Okay, you ready? Good job.
High five. Got some rubber gaskets, seals, to help keeping this corn from getting wet, we hope. Okay. Because I don't really trust these, we'll probably end up siliconing these at some point in the near future. But right now I'm not worried about it because Texas isn't going to see rain for like the next ever. So, hey, worth it.
Oh, that's a nice feature.
Boom. So these latches are kind of meh. I feel like that should have more angle on it to bite on. But, I mean, like if that's the worst of it, I guess we're doing all right. You know, most people don't know this. But you can put your timer in there. This is a 12-volt system. So we're gonna go ahead and get that guy.
Important thing to point out, there are 6-volt systems too, so make sure that you got the right battery for your system.
This is mildly dummy proof. So, color coordinated. Send him on home. Pack his lunch. Bada boom, bada bang. All right, now we're gonna go to this guy and we're gonna take this Yahoo, put him on the back side of this Yahoo. And now you've got a nice glass of chocolate milk with Yahoos and Yahoos. But we all know Kroger's better. All right.
That's the word.
Let's see if we've got go-go juice. Hey! Can I just say I'm impressed with this battery? It's from 2021, so kudos.
So this completes the assembly portion of this project. Now the hard work starts.
Because what fun is it to pick somewhere easy and sensible to put a deer stand? All right, she's all done.
Huh?
All done. All right, so we've kind of been trouncing around through the woods.
Let's get my feet right here.
Put your feet right there.
So we were looking at access paths. We've got another trail back here we want to cut in, but for right now, we're just going to keep it simple. And Brexton picked out a spot over here for a blind. So we're going to find a spot, flatten it out for the feeder.
Yeah, I think that's your tree.
Yeah.
Here.
Look, a tree got me.
This will be the tree stand.
From there, you've got view of all that right there.
Yeah.
You got a heck of a vantage point here.
So we still got some clearing out to do.
And today for lunch, we're having andouille sausage, mustard, and Hawaiian rolls. The plan is we're gonna pick this thing up, lifting with our backs and not our legs, because we only have two
How are you
legs.
going to grab it with your back?
Are you ready? Are you tall enough to lift it that high?
What you doing?
Tying down your feeder.
I'm going to jam it.
That ain't going nowhere.
All right, so we got this bad Earl loaded up in the back of the side-by-side. Now we're gonna go adventuring through the woods and try to get it back to the spot that we picked. It's not as bad as we originally thought it was gonna be, but it ain't pretty either. So a little off-roading, a little unmaintained trail, a little
Brexton also picked the spot.
English. Yeah, Brexton picked the spot. So we've got some tippy angles to go through. So if we can keep all four wheels on the ground, we'll be doing good.
Assessing. We're gonna take Earl off the back of the buggy.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So what we've decided is this freaking spot is like Forks, Washington, and the vampires would be happy here because there ain't no dadgum sun. So Team Jacob up. Gotta find some sunlight.
We take this one out, it may open up some more sunlight.
That's true.
So shall we pop those out and see what it looks like?
Yeah, we can do that. You got a tape measure?
In our family, anything's a competition. Just a friendly bet on how far the feeder was from the climber tree. You show Lolly what you found?
A rock.
You found a rock?
We discovered these rocks, and I really don't know what they are, but it's kind of unique. But we've just been collecting the bigger ones and maybe make a fire pit or something out of them.
The reality is about 30 years ago, Dad was a rock nerd and he liked rocks.
At one time I wanted to grow up and be a geologist. That didn't work out because chemistry wasn't my friend.
The growing up or the geologist part?
Both, actually.
Let me take a
Yeah, sure.
Dad. I'm up here. Down here, we can pull for quite. What's that?
So obviously you don't want to walk through your spot with your spotlight and your side-by-side first thing in the morning before shooting light. So we're going to look at an alternative path in. If Dad ever hunts this spot, he's going to drive through there and probably park 5 feet from the damn feeder so it's easier to load up, and he'll probably shoot in the first 15 minutes. If I do that, I'm not going to see anything. So we're going to go look for another path.
I don't know what's up with you haters, man.
Yeah, I'm
guys
the only
told
one
me
that's
how to
ever shot
hunt
down here.
Opening weekend, I got my deer, and you guys are still hunting on the last day.
Oh,
That's what, Dad.
okay.
That spot.
Is this the spot?
There's that one.
Less than 18 trees from, like little trees, from making this a passable trail on a buggy. So we're looking at this. This is a nice little flat spot. Dad's not big on going up trees. So Dad could set up right here. Probably won't use the bow, but he could pull out like an old iron sight rifle or something.
And a ground blind.
Yep. Great little spot for a pop-up. And it'd be somewhere I could sit with Brexton, since it is the spot he picked. So, might be an option. So this is Mom's favorite spot on the property. When we first walked it,
You're in there?
this is
Okay.
where she had her emotional breakdown. So she was watering the creek. But it's also a really pretty spot. It just kind of makes you feel like you're in the middle of nowhere. And in Texas, it's hard to get that feeling.
Now that the feeder is set up, we're going back to grab some corn so we can fill up the feeder.
I want to see this cone.
So as we before mentioned, being 5'11" and a half, if you're not 5'11" and a half, good luck to you.
What'd you find?
Cone.
Oh, he got a big rock, Brexton. So this is a cut through down to the bottom. So we're gonna move Corey's old feeder.
Corey didn't like this spot because it was too close to the house.
He could hear Dad picking his nose from here, so he said, move it. So we're gonna turn it into a highway to my stand.
Earlier when Cole said there was about 18 trees to take down to make a trail coming into the backside of where the new feeder and hunting spot's gonna be, that's what we're working on now. So there was a bunch of little trees, 1 or 2 big trees. It wasn't really that big of a project to rough cut a trail through there, and we were able to rough cut enough where we could drive the side-by-side right around to the new hunting location.
Right, that's where the hunting blind will be.
So we have a usable trail rough cut through the woods now. It does need some fine tuning, but that'll have to happen another weekend.
Do you have Dorito fingers?
No.
Oh. You got chocolate ice cream?
A raccoon? And what's this?
That's a deer.
That is a deer.
That was a down my fear.
What you got there, buddy?
I got some a burger cup.
A peanut butter cup?
Just a few more cuts and bam, the loop is complete. I made it down the hill.
Maybe in a couple weeks we'll come back and hang the stand. Sound good? Oh, well, if you take a look at it here and the guess we made yesterday, it appears that it's getting the old fireball in the sky.
I got that corn.
And raccoons
Raccoon.
and deer.
Deer.
Lots of deer so far.
And my coon is gonna eat some dinner.
All right, y'all, so this feeder has been up about 24 hours now. And in its first day, we had lots of deer coming through here, all does, but it's had deer at it constantly, and a family of raccoons.
Including an albino, I think.
Yeah, possibly an albino raccoon, but it's hard to tell on the night vision of the camera because it was last night.
We also don't expect to see bucks probably for another month and a half or so. The bachelor groups don't really tend to hang out around here, but if we can keep the does held down, then we should be in a good spot come October.
Yeah. So yeah, so we got the trail completed. We've got a loop all the way around, so we've got two ways into this spot so that when hunting season rolls around, you don't have to come in right past the feeder. You can come in around a back way and get up to where the tree stand's gonna be for archery hunting. This is looking like it's going to be a great spot.
I would have to agree. Brexton picked it.
Yeah,
So-
Brexton picked where the feeder goes and where the tree climber or tree stand's gonna go.
This is Brexton's spot.
So hey, if you like this content, please smash that like button and subscribe. And as always, go have an adventure of your own. Thanks for watching.
Bye. That was corny. It's corny.
I got it. That was a good one.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Dad mode.
Thanks for watching.